So this isn't going to be a crying apology video. I'm not about to sit here and cry because I am not the one who has the right to be upset right now. Anybody that saw any of the tweets or are offended by anything I have said has that right to be upset. I made a Twitter 9 years ago in January 2011. I was 13 and I was in middle school. And over those 9 years, I have made over 110,000 tweets. And some of the tweets from those first couple of years are starting to circulate and resurface. And there's been a lot of fabrication at some point and Photoshop. So I wanted to come and clarify some of the confusion. So yes, firstly, I made jokes about rape, domestic violence, and disrespecting Black women, dark-skinned Black women to be exact. And I firstly want to say sorry to every single Black woman that was offended and targeted in these tweets. Black women are the center of every single joke, and they continue to be the center of all hate in every community, and especially from Black men. And I am sorry that I have ever contributed to that at any age. At any age, I am just ashamed to ever be a part of that. And I just want you to know that was rooted in my own self-hatred. As a Black man that came from a Black woman, that was me not feeling comfortable in my own skin. And over time, since middle school, I have worked to love myself and my Blackness and Black woman now. A lot of people are also confused and wondering what my obsession with rape was and why I would even come out of my mouth to say these disgusting things, even at this age. And to be completely honest, that was me dealing with my trauma the best way I knew how. I didn't really want to tell the world this way, but in kindergarten, I was raped by my older brother, and it happened on a consistent basis every single week for years until like third or fourth grade. When my family found out, I was not taken to the doctor. I was not put in therapy. The next day after they found out, it went silent. We were not allowed to talk about it. The police weren't called. And I felt silenced. And when I made a Twitter, that was the only place that I felt that my voice mattered. That was the only place that I felt people listened to me. It was the only place that I could talk about any of my trauma. The same thing goes for domestic violence. And when I was 3, my mom was shot by my stepdad and paralyzed waist down for the rest of her life. And I'm not saying these things for pity. I'm not saying these things to excuse my behavior. I'm saying these things to give you background of where that hurt came from and why I was hurting other people. Hurt people. And that was the best way I knew how to deal with my trauma. For some reason, I felt the need to make jokes about it and to make other people hurt about it so that I could feel better about my own trauma. And that was wrong. It wasn't until high school when my aunt took me in from being homeless that I finally went to therapy. And that's when I really started my self-growth, and I really started learning things about myself and learning about my anti-Blackness and learning about all of these things that I hated about myself. When I say in my videos that I used to hate my Blackness, I was not saying that for fun. I literally used to hate everything about being Black. There was nothing fun about it. And in that process of going to therapy and learning these things about me and loving myself, that's when I first started making content online. And that is why I'm so big on self-love. And that is why I am so pro-Black, so pro-equality, and so pro-women, is because I have history of that hate. I want to make sure that I influence other people to stop that hate. I try to use my privilege in every moment possible to speak up for these things. But I just want to say that I am sorry once again. There's no excuse. It was wrong. I just know I am not going to stop promoting self-love and, uncovering your unconscious bias and your conscious bias, all of these phobias and these isms, because that is what I'm about. That's what I've been doing online for years, and that's my purpose on this earth. I believe God picked a fool. He picked me, a fool, disgusting fool, making jokes about it so that he could make me into a testimony. So I am not going to stop promoting self-love. I apologize once again, and you have every right not to forgive me, but and I'm not expecting you to. I just want you to know that that's where I come from, and I apologize once again. Stay safe, and yeah.